Hey yo yo yo, what's up bitches? I never thought I'd make another Overwatch video in a million years. But like, it's probably been that long since I last uploaded. I mean, I should probably just delete my channel at this point and then vanquish myself, which I'm pretty sure is exactly what I said last time I played Overwatch, the nightmare. This game was a kick in the balls and a shit in the pants. I hated it. But that was years ago, and a lot has happened. The game has been reworked so much, I think they may have fixed it, for reals. Because everything that I didn't like was just stuff that wasn't in the original. Seriously, getting a push or a flashpoint game, God forbid, is like if a clown at a birthday party called Little Black Kid the N-word. Like, it's horrible, dude. But that is just not a problem anymore because of this incredible map loading system that you get before every game. So genius. Like, the Greeks or whatever had the right idea because democracy always wins. And of course, the only maps that ever get picked are from the original. Like, it's so obvious that no one wants your fucking goy slop, Blizzard. But this legendary comeback is not what this video is about. No. Because what I want to talk about are these badass collaborations. I think it's very easy to lose control of your game when you start focusing on collaborations with other brands. Fortnite, for example, is entirely dependent on mixing with new properties. If they ever stop doing that, the game loses all the hype immediately. COD is literally raping itself with like cornholio and shit. Like, bro, stop. Your game is supposed to make like veterans depressed and shit. These games are the heroin addicts begging for the last needle, squeezing every drop until they overdose and fucking die. But where Overwatch does things differently is in its self-control. Street Fighter, anime, Persona. These are all things that people who play Overwatch most likely also enjoy. It's gamer shit. They took the Smash Bros approach as opposed to the multiverses approach, right? But since Overwatch still gets support and Smash doesn't, I thought it could be cool to come up with 5 or so of my own pitches that Blizzard can use for free, by the way. Just use them, please. Because I genuinely think I may have cooked here. So yes, 5 ideas, all of them from other video game properties or TV shows that us gamers like, and great ideas only. I'm putting up a quality wall. Oh, what about like Batman? Yeah, what about it? And oh boy, have I saved probably the greatest for last. Like, tighten your belt and put on a fucking condom, because it's gonna blow you away. But to get there, we gotta go through all 5 first. So, let's begin.
Resident Evil.
Now the way we're going to do this is scientific, okay? There's a method. If you average out all the collabs until now, we're working with about 5 skins plus 1 bonus that you can unlock for free or challenges or whatever. But 6 in total, alright? And with Resident Evil, I think there are 6 clear characters here that each have a perfect potential Overwatch representative. So for this series, I'll be using Doomfist, Ashe, Moira, Tracer, Widowmaker, and as a bonus, Ramatra, alright? Those are our 6 lucky heroes, so if you main any of them, good for you. Except just kidding, this is all wishful thinking. Also, we're going to do these in kind of a lightning round style, because I have 5 here. I don't want this to take all day. Got all that? Okay. 3, 2, 1, bingo. Doomfist as Chris Redfield. I'm sure there's a lot of people who expected a more generic pick, like Soldier, 76, or McCree, but none of them could stand a chance against this boulder like Doom could. That punch is really everything with this pick, because it really is all both these characters do. Even in Resident Evil 8, Chris was popping these motherfuckers open. Ashe as Jill Valentine, and Bob as Barry Burton. Honestly, using Ashe for a collaboration skin is such a cheat code, because you essentially get a 2-for-1 bundle. I think Ashe on her own already matches Jill on a basic level, especially RE1 with that weird ass hat, but then pairing her with Barry is such a genius move that proves why I have a big dick. If I was going with RE3 Jill, you could also make Bob Nemesis, but if that's what you really want, I'd say keep your hopes up. Moira as Albert Wesker. Gender swapping is nothing new to these collabs, especially when something like Tracer x Deku just makes so much sense, just like how this one does as well. And I'm not talking about RE1 Wesker, I'm thinking more Code Veronica. I mean, this man is teleporting everywhere, just as Moira does. Give her some fun rival lines with Doomfist's Chris, and she fits right in. Tracer as Leon S. Kennedy. Another gender swap here, making that 2 for Tracer as well, but I think it makes just as much sense. Especially in RE2, both of these characters are defined by their rookie experience and behaviors. If you're still not convinced, I think that who I pick next will seal the deal. Widowmaker as Ada Wong. Just like how Ada and Leon have a pre-established rivalry, so do Tracer and Widowmaker, after she headshotted that guy. Widow also just makes more sense than any other hero. I mean, they both have grappling hooks. It's perfect. Bonus skin. Ramatra as Nemesis. Amongst all the regular humans so far, having one monster for this series all about monsters is obvious. And I mean, Ramatra is basically the main villain of Overwatch already. Especially during his ultimate, like, this is just perfect. So, that's our Resident Evil collab. I wanted to include Claire Redfield in here, obviously, but then I'd have to cut any one of these, and I would never do that. I hope you're starting to get here how this works, because the train is not stopping. We have 4 more to get to, each better than the last, I assure you. So let's move on to our next.
Going back to old Yazoo, everything you do.
So we are at our next series, Fallout. And I think some of you may be confused, because Fallout doesn't really have any recurring characters the same way Resident Evil does. The closest thing it does have to this are probably the Brotherhood of Steel, which shows up in multiple games, and recurring enemy types. So my idea is to instead take inspiration from the Fallout TV show. I think if we do this, we have great opportunity for collaborations that we wouldn't otherwise. I'll be using Brigitte, Baptiste, Winston, Ash again, Zenyatta, and McCree. I'm sure you can already guess who some of these people are. So, 3, 2, 1, howdy. Brigitte as Lucy McLean. Both of these characters are the young, bright-eyed heroes of their families, and they are protectors of the weak. Brigitte has this large family, and she looks up to her father Torbjorn as one of her heroes, just as Lucy does. Brig could cover herself in blue and yellow armor scraps, as it's all Lucy could find, right? All this tech and gear is like scraps from the wasteland that she pieced together. They both also have a cute animal companion. So, Ash as the Ghoul, and Bob as Power Armor. McCree could feel like he was born to be the Ghoul, but I have a better role for him. I returned to Ash because the Ghoul and her have more visual similarities anyways, as the hat and the long coat offer a similar silhouette. And then Bob with the Power Armor adds a whole nother layer. I mean, the Ghoul himself says that he used to wear one back in the war, and how are you not gonna have Power Armor in this collab? But I guess if I had to separate it and make it its own character, I think Malga would be a pretty good fit. Baptiste as Maximus. I mean, who else is going to represent Max here? There's like 2 black people in this whole game. These are soldiers with a conscience who decide to pair up with others to help out society. Any of Bap's advanced tech can be reinterpreted as Brotherhood of Steel equipment. Winston as the Deathclaw. As Fallout's most iconic wasteland enemy, aside from the obvious, it needs representation. And it was teased at the end of Fallout Season 1, so why not? Winston can leap, swipe, and frenzy just like a Deathclaw. I mean, yeah, Winston is a kind, smart scientist, but he can also go completely fucking crazy. Zenyatta as Codsworth. Codsworth is partly responsible for making Fallout 4's amazing first 10 minutes so memorable. I think he's also very well implemented into the TV show, so I need him as a part of this collaboration. Zen obviously fits the overall figure of Codsworth, and he's of course a robot, so that's all I really need. Bonus skin. McCree as the New Vegas Courier. This might seem random until you remember how important New Vegas is going to be in Fallout Season 2. It seems like it's the main setting of the season, so why not bring in New Vegas' main character for some fan service? McCree is clearly the best fit here. There is literally nobody else. Especially when you think about how his ultimate, High Noon, is literally just VATS. Like, come on. Alright, that's 2 down, 3/5 to go. Fallout and Resident Evil are 2 series that the Overwatch community has asked for, to be honest. I did not truly invent a single pick in this whole video, except maybe the last one. I don't think I've personally seen it anywhere. But there is one series that I think is probably the most highly requested crossover out of all of them. It's a very popular recent game that also doubles as a very successful anime. It's perfect. It has amazing potential with Overwatch. I'm sure you'll agree. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I've never played it, so I'm low-key gonna skip it. I could maybe fake this if I really wanted to, but I don't really want to, so I won't. I haven't played CP or ever watched any CP on Netflix, so whatever, bro. Like, I'm sure it would be a great fit, I really do. I just don't want to force an insincere bullshit fest just for the sake of it. But I guess, like, McCree would be really good for Johnny Silverhands, right? Because they both have silver hands. Okay, that's all I got. Next. Sorry, I apologize for that one. That wasn't even really a pick. I just need to find a series that I actually know. Maybe one that I'm literally the expert in. Let's fucking go, biatch. I mean, who knew that Metal Gear would be one of my picks? That's like such an unpredictable thing. So anyways, there's a lot to choose from. Each Metal Gear game has basically a completely different cast of characters every time, so you could do a collab with all of them separately if you wanted. Hell, I might make that video. So let's limit it to just Metal Gear Solid 1 from 1998, because it's gonna get a remix soon anyways, so might as well. I'll be using Soldier 76, Ana, Genji, McCree, D.Va, and Soldier 76 again. Any MGS fan in the world knows why I'm using him twice. I'm excited. Let's begin. 3, 2, 1.
There!
Soldier 76 as Solid Snake. Both American military soldier types and both arguable faces of their series, because Metal Gear has a lot of main characters besides Snake. And both grow into old man grizzled heroes. The only reserve I have about this is because Soldier uses a big pulse cannon type gun, and Snake is probably most associated with either a small handgun or his fists. But if you remember the famous FAMAS, it all fits. Just make his gun look like this and you're good. Ana as Meryl. Despite being very old, Ana and Soldier 76 both have many skins where they're depicted as much younger. And that's what I was thinking with these first two picks. Ana and Soldier are allies in war, mirroring Meryl and Snake's partnership in MGS1 and in MGS4. Also, great opportunity to make Ana's sleep dart look like Meryl's hand cannon. Genji as Grey Fox. If I wasn't limited to only MGS1, I would much prefer Genji as Raiden from Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, but that is too tempting. It's like a lustful lady with a fat wet pussy. But Genji is just as good for Grey Fox. Maybe even better, because Genji actually has a voice line that is already a fucking MGS Grey Fox reference, which is insane.
My Halloween costume? Cyborg Ninja.
McCree, very obviously as Revolver Ocelot. Like, come on. There are so many different designs that you could go for with Ocelot, because he's in every single game. I mean, in Metal Gear Solid 5, he even has a southern accent, but only in that game does he sound like that. It's very weird. But we're going with the OG old man Ocelot here. He even has a fake left arm in Metal Gear Solid 2 and 4, just like McCree. D.Va as Otacon. So what I'm thinking is that D.Va is Hal out of Mech, right? Obviously. But then, you make her mech Metal Gear Rex. Genius. It has guns, shoots missiles, and even has nuclear capabilities. It's basically a Metal Gear already. Also, Hal built Rex, so it makes sense that he would be piloting it. Easy. Bonus skin. Soldier 76 as Liquid Snake. The main villain of MGS1 has to be included here, obviously, but since Solid and Liquid are clones of one another, and thus look the exact same, why not just give Soldier two skins? Because there is no opposite Soldier 76 character, not really, who I guess would be Soldier 67, right? That's a fucking collab right there. I really think you can't make that any better. You could of course keep going, doing a collab for each game, but that's for another day. But I cooked here. Certified meal. My MGS concept is easily my second best idea. Because I said 5 pitches, and if you count Cyberpunk, even though I suck dick at it, there's still one more to go. I said that each one so far, I did not invent. Resident Evil, Fallout, Cyberpunk, even Metal Gear, I've all seen requested before. But so far, I have not seen this next pitch quite yet anywhere. So let's get to the final chapter. 1, 2, and there's no point counting past that. Valve is very different from any other pitches so far. It's a company, not a single game. So what I've done here is I've selected a few of Valve's most iconic series for our Overwatch characters to represent. Since this is our last pitch, I do want to switch things up a little bit and sort of go in reverse. I'll be using Half-Life, Portal, Team Fortress, Left 4 Dead, Half-Life Alyx specifically, and Steam itself. I'm giving that its own character. Gordon Freeman from Half-Life as Winston, both scientists who also fuck people up. Winston is the only character in this game somehow with glasses, which also look exactly like Gordon Freeman's. Winston's suit would probably look something like this, and make his Tesla gun one of these gravity guns. Shell from Portal as Symmetra. This exact idea is one of the reasons I thought to even make this video. Symmetra literally makes a two-way portal. Just color one side orange and the other blue, and it's perfect. Also, her gun sort of looks like the Portal gun already. What about her turrets? Good thing Portal has those too. The Scout from TF2 as Tracer. This has to be one of the easiest slam dunk skins of all time. Tracer and Scout are probably one of the biggest who would win matchups in all of gaming. These two are put side by side constantly whenever TF2 and Overwatch are compared, which is like all the time. I also have an idea regarding team colors. Like, what if you were the Red Scout and any Tracer on the other team with the same skin was made to look like the Blue Scout from your perspective? That's just like how it works in TF2. Bill Overbeck from Left 4 Dead as Soldier 76. They're doing the same fucking pose in this picture, come on. Military types with guns who are also on Social Security. Not much else left to say. Alex Vance from Half-Life Alyx as Sombra. You may ask why Half-Life gets more representation here, and it's very simple. Half-Life Alyx also represents Valve's place within the VR space, so it doesn't really feel like double dipping. Instead, it's a necessary piece if we want to show all of Valve. Sombra fits mostly because of her whole hand tech visuals, which is just what your hands look like in Half-Life Alyx. Bonus skin. Steam as Bastion. This seems like a pretty fun idea, even though it is stupid. This would have been great for when Overwatch came to Steam a few years ago, but I mean, it still works. Just give Bastion some voice lines about updating or downloading or patch notes and stuff. It fits. So that's it. We did it. 5 collaborations, 6 skins each. And I think I nailed every one of them. If you have any other ideas, please let me know. This is a lot of fun to make. Or if you're sad that none of these are real, have a little hope. Each of the specific skins were all my idea, but collabing with these exact brands were not, like I said earlier. You see, there is a list that was leaked a while ago regarding IP that Blizzard was considering partnering with. All of these series were on that list, so everything in this video is entirely possible. All except Valve, which was my idea alone. I don't know how likely that one is, which is unfortunate because it's such a layup. But more good news, because one that was actually on the leaked list is, of course, Shrek.